What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Amy from the Bohemian Healing Company. And today, just like every other Monday, I have a mantra and affirmation video ready for you. This video is for whenever you stumble across it. It doesn't have to be on Monday or even in the same month that this is recorded. Mantra are really important. They are mind tools. They help you to reestablish your thoughts, reestablish your thought patterns into something that is more positive, something of your choosing. So at the beginning of the year, I wrote affirmations on the back of each and every one of the tarot cards. I came up with the affirmations myself and I matched them to the card that I felt was closest in meaning. So today in this video, we are going to discuss the meaning of the card in tarot, as well as the meaning of the card with the affirmation. And I challenge you to find ways to use these affirmations throughout your day, throughout your week. If you journal, it's a good idea to write these affirmations down as you journal. When you wake up or when you go to sleep, you can set your intentions using these mantras. We have a new moon coming up on May 22nd, a new moon in Gemini. New moons are great times for setting intentions, writing mantra and affirmation, and committing to a new way of doing things. So, without further ado, let's call in our angels, ancestors, and spirit guides, all those who are here for the highest good of all involved. What do we need to know today and throughout the rest of this week? What is our message? What should we be aware of? Which mantra and affirmation should we work with? What is the energy, the advice? What do we need to know? I hope you all have been doing well. Thank you so much for clicking on this video, for subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing. If it resonates especially, it really helps the message get out to the people who need to hear it the most. Let's see what we got. What's up, Lawanda? How you doing? Little shout outs to my babies. Okay, here we go. All right. So we have the Five of Pentacles. Now, when we look at this card, we have these two interesting characters. They're kind of going through it. They're outside in the middle of some inclement weather. It's snow. I don't know how much you guys like snow, but from the looks of it, these two individuals were not prepared for the shift in weather. I used to live in some really cold places, and I hate snow. So what do you do when the weather, whether that be physical weather or your emotional weather, what do you do when it changes, when it shifts into something that's colder, that's more stark? How do you react to your circumstances, especially as they change unexpectedly? This card is a card of adaptation, and it's a card asking you to check your pride. If you look at these two, they are bruised, but not quite broken. This dude, he has his little crutches going on. He has a cast or some bandage around him. They've been through it. They've been through a lot here. But the point of this card is that although they have been through the ringer, and although they might be cold and weary, there is a church right behind them, a church full of light, full of hope, probably full of warmth and food and all of these other positive attributes. So what does this card mean? What is this card asking you to do? When you find yourself in a position that was unexpected, or a position that is uncomfortable, that feels cold, that feels like it is not conducive to your learning or to your growth, who do you turn to? Do you ask for help? Do you seek out a higher power? Do you, or can you humble yourself and ask for help when you need it? These two characters can go into the church. They can ask for some shelter. They can ask for assistance, and it would likely be given to them. So in what ways might you be struggling a little bit? In what ways might you feel left out in the cold or that you have to fend for yourself? Many of us are feeling a little bruised and broken, especially people who have been adhering to the quarantine or affected by this whole shelter in place quarantine idea, feeling like I'm so tired of things being this way. When will things change? For some of you, it's a financial struggle where you're having to figure out perhaps where your next meal is coming from or how you are going to provide for your family members or your friends. Um, and in all of these cases, it is asking you to ask for help. This doesn't necessarily mean you have to like go outside and ask people for money. It's not asking you necessarily to beg for anything, but when's the last time you prayed? When's the last time you asked your angels, ancestors, and spirit guides for some guidance or assistance? When is the last time that you did the things that you claim to believe in? When's the last time you anchored in your faith? I think for me, a lot of the times I forget to ask for help when I need it. And I forget that there are people who would love to help me, who would love to step in and be like, oh, I thought you would never ask. And it's the same way for our spiritual guides, right? It is spiritual etiquette that they don't step in until you ask. Okay. 5 is the number of change. So things are still changing. If you saw my post from last Friday, it was Kali, and Kali is the goddess of beginnings and endings. And again, with the new moon coming up, we are beginning new cycles. We are constantly beginning and ending things. And so for some of us who are still letting go of circumstances and thought patterns and behaviors and ways of doing things, we're still being asked to shed, to release, and to step into something else, to ask for what we need, ask for what we want. Okay. Do not be afraid and don't be ashamed. We are meant to be um, in this existence together, right? No one is meant to do everything completely alone. Now, this card also relates to the ways that Lawanda says, I pray and meditate all the time. I've been working so much to cover some financial loss in my home, and I had to take off today. Absolutely. Yeah, good job keeping those prayers up and staying focused, right? So, how can you ask for help? Um, how can you be more receptive? How can you um, negotiate your pride? And how can you go with the flow, right? It's all about faith. It's all about faith that, yeah, right now might suck. Right now, I might be uncomfortable. Right now, I might be freezing. Right now, I might wish I was somewhere else. But I'm here now. I have to hunker down. I have to get through this. I know I can get through this. Help me get through this. Thank you for helping me get through this, right? Again, 5 is the number of change. So if you find yourself in this position where you're stuck, where you're down and out, where you don't feel like you have everything that you need, again, this is going to change. And it might change due to your asking for whatever missing piece to come into view. Okay, it's about knowing that you'll be taken care of, even if it feels like it's the end of the world. Okay, so that's not to say that this week's going to feel like the end of the world, but there's definitely changes, there's definitely shifts. And if you are anchored in your faith, rooted in your faith, and you're prepared to ask for heavenly guidance, angelic assistance, and stronger intuition to help guide you on your path, then these changes will not be so abrupt, they will not be so stark. Okay. And one thing that always helps throughout the ups and downs, the highs and lows, is gratitude. So I wrote an affirmation regarding gratitude for this particular card. Pentacles has to do with your physical wealth, with your possessions, the things that you have, the things that you own. If you look here, they don't seem like they own very much. But how do we get more of what we want? By expressing gratitude for the things that we already have. So if you've been feeling a lot of lack in your life, it's time to turn your attention to the positive things that you still have. As down and out as these characters might be, they still have clothing. They still have, he has crutches. I mean, it's really simple, the things we're talking about, but he could have nothing. He'd be naked in the snow. So the idea is that your situation, no matter how bad you might think it is, it could always be worse, right? So expressing gratitude for what you do have. And that's what our affirmation, our mantra is on the backside. No matter what is going on, there is always something that you can be grateful for. There is always something that you can praise God and the universe for. Okay, so we are going to repeat this 3 times. I express gratitude for all that I have. I encourage you throughout your week again to use this, especially when you feel like, damn, like I'm not happy, or I wish I had this thing, or whatever it is for you. Okay. Let's always return to gratitude. So I express gratitude for all that I have. I express gratitude for all that I have. I express gratitude for all that I have. And the rest, Ashe, the rest is unnecessary. Okay. If things get taken away, if people leave, opportunities don't stay, then you know they're not for you. And that might be a little upsetting in the moment, but your name is written on everything that's yours. Nothing, what's yours cannot miss you. Okay. What's yours will always, always, always be yours. Okay. So this 5 of Pentacles energy, let's be flexible this week. Let's be flexible. Let's go with the flow. Let's ask for our guidance, for our intuition. Let's set intentions to be connected so that we can hear this guidance and express gratitude, okay? It could always be worse. Could be better, probably, but it could also be worse too. So stay tuned tomorrow for Tarot Tuesday, where I take your individual questions and read cards based on them. Usually it happens around 10:55, 11 o'clock CST. If you are not subscribed, I would love your support. Go ahead and do that and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Thank you, Arby. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day, great week, great whatever. Love you. Bye.